So let me give you, for more context, some examples of objections in my own business that I've written down that I get from time to time and how I move past them, okay? So customer says, I can't afford that right now. I say, I understand. Most people that are looking to purchase an online course aren't comfortable spending that kind of money to learn things that could make them more. I've been there myself. Then you could obviously even further up with that and say something like we've talked about before to get them to justify the price, right? Because that's what they're objecting to. I can't afford that right now. It's a price objection. But as we've talked about before, price is never the issue. So you could literally justify it, right? Agree with them and move right past it and then get them to justify the price for themselves, right? So you're going to say then, after they say, I can't afford that right now, maybe something like, yeah, I understand. Most people that are looking to purchase an online course aren't really comfortable spending that kind of money to learn things that could make them more. I totally get it. I've been there myself. Tell me, why do you think some people spend $500 to purchase an online course? And that's going to get the wheels turning, like we said before, and they're going to start thinking of ways and justifying in their own mind why other people are comfortable doing it, and that subtly says that they should be as well. Get them to justify the price, move right past the objection, and remember that it's never actually about the price. Here's another one that I get a lot, and remember guys, these are just for context. Obviously depending on what business or industry you're in, you're going to want to write down the most prevalent 5 to 10 that you see, and then write down ways that you can agree and move past that objection. So this is one I see a lot. I've been scammed before, because in the online education industry and the information products industry and the online marketing industry, there are certainly a lot of snake oil salesmen out there, unfortunately. But there are a lot of good people out there too. So one of the ones I get a lot, I've been scammed before. And I say, usually something along the lines of, I can completely relate to that. Most people feel the same way when purchasing a new product from someone they're not completely familiar with. I still remember hovering over the enroll button of the first course I ever purchased. And looking back, I really wish I hadn't wasted those first few days trying to decide. What that's going to say is, look, we both know that you're really, really interested in this, and you're probably going to make that purchase anyway, but why waste the time deciding? You might as well just get it over with now, right? Something along those lines. Now, you want to obviously test these out and see what works. If they don't work, then obviously you want to go ahead and revamp that. So you definitely want to test it out on a couple of different people. So if you hear I've been scammed before, try out your agreement and move right past that agreement. If it doesn't work on one person, try it again on a couple of other people that give you that same one. If it doesn't work on a couple people, then it's probably not going to work, and you want to revamp that, come up with a different agreement and way to move past the objection, right? This first one definitely works when people say $500, like, I don't know if I can afford that. Can I get a discount? I say, listen, I totally understand. Most people that are looking to purchase an online course aren't comfortable spending $500 to learn things that can make them thousands. I've totally been there myself. I get it. Tell me, why do you think that some people are more comfortable spending $500 for this course than others? Boom. That works like a charm. Now, I get the scam before, and the people that have been scammed before are really just looking to be convinced, but don't fall into that trap, okay? The more you start convincing somebody that, you're not a scammer, the more you look like a scammer or that you're trying to sell them. So instead, sometimes with this one or things like this right here, you kind of want to be more passive and be like, listen, if you're not comfortable with it, I don't want to make you do anything that you're uncomfortable with. If I can get you any more information, or if you just want to, take on this yourself, by all means, go ahead and do it. A perfect example of this is people watch my YouTube channel, and I go over online arbitrage tutorials all the time, right? And people always go, I want to purchase your course, can you give me a discount? Or I want to purchase your course, but, I've been scammed before purchasing other courses, is there any way I can get in for free? Or, is there any way that, we can work out a deal? And instead of trying to justify my price, or instead of trying to drop my price or give it to them for free so that they can pay me later, that's going to make it look more scammy, and then they're going to be put off by that, and it's actually going to push them and have the adverse reaction that I want, right? So instead, I take a few steps back, right? They're pulling back, I pull back even further, and I say something like, hey, I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable with something. I want you to be fully comfortable with the decision that you make, because at the end of the day, I can give you the blueprint, but you're the one that has to take the action and actually follow through with it, right? So if you're not completely sold already, I don't want you to purchase the course, right? You should just watch the YouTube channel for free, and you can extract a lot of value out of that for free. And what that does is people immediately try to throw their hook back in the water, and they're like, well, wait, no, like I want, instead of you pushing it down and jamming it down their throat, okay? So it's important to have self-awareness, both for yourself and awareness on the customer, but always, regardless, write down the potential objections that you see a lot, and then formulate ways to agree with that customer and move past it. Last example is, I don't have the time for that right now. So to that, I'd say something like, I understand, I never feel like there are enough hours in the day either. One of the ways I'm able to get so much done is just by doing a little bit every single day, because those small increments add up very quickly. So those are just 3 examples of ones that I see and ways that I move past the objection. So write down, stop this lecture, stop the course, literally write down the most, prevalent 5 to 10 if you can think of them. If not, write them down and have a little sheet by your computer or, at your sales desk or wherever. And as you start hearing them, write them down and then formulate ways to move past that objection. But more importantly, definitely agree with the customer first. See, I'm saying, I understand, I'm agreeing. I'm not just moving past it. I'm agreeing with them, getting on common ground. I'm agreeing with them and then getting on common ground and then moving past it, right? I'm agreeing with them, getting on common ground, and then moving past it. A very, very simple thing to do here makes a huge, huge difference.